Right, man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
All right, man, they preparing Errol Spence to fight Sebastian Fundora for the WBC. Errol Spence, in the new WBC rankings, moves into the #1 position. Now, apparently, that means that Fundora is going to be giving up, if this is true or any indication that he's fighting Errol next, that means Fundora will be giving up the WBO title. Now, what's interesting there as well, that Tim Tszyu is owed a rematch. But then again, the rematch between Tim Tszyu and Fundora was off a handshake agreement. They didn't get it in writing. So, you know, I mean, is it, you know, Tim Tszyu will get the winner? Tim Tszyu is one of the more active fighters in boxing. You can't say active champion because he's no longer a champion. So many dynamics here. So, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, Bud should go for undisputed because apparently, according to Eddie Hearn, that Canelo's stance on Bud hasn't changed. So you see him trying to position Jerron Ennis for that fight. But for years, this is why as a promoter, you should watch what you say. And even as a fighter, you should watch what you say. Because remember when David Haney called Canelo a peg cheat, and then he ended up taking a picture with him when he came back to the zone or whatever, when he had the blue polo shirt on. And then Eddie Hearn, you sitting here talking shit to Crawford, you know, you talking that shit is only going to raise the price for me working with you. See, Eddie Hearn ain't really learned his lesson. Eddie Hearn need to learn to shut the fuck up. You know, I know if the business is right, cool. But it's like if you selling a product, right? You know, more than likely, you're going to tax a motherfucker more who you don't like, who come in with an attitude. Now, somebody coming to the store with a good attitude, hey, man, how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Oh, I like this establishment. I like this sweater right here. How much is it? Well, you know, they'd be like, you know what? It's $150, but, you know, for you, I could do $125, $130. But if you come in with a shitty-ass attitude, you walk in, no pleasantries, no nothing, ain't nobody gonna want to work. How much that sweater? $150? As low as I can go? An attitude, a positive attitude can go a long way. And not to kind of drift off, that's why, a couple examples, that's why Kevin Samuels was telling black women, you should smile. Why do you have the resting bitch face? You should smile. You'll get a lot further smiling. It's just not on some sexual shit. If you ever seen the documentary Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger, I don't think I officially finished it, but he talked about how he got his opportunity in Kindergarten Cop. He said when he would, and I use this technique, and it's actually pretty good to be honest. When he working out, he don't really like get mad or act angry. He said when I'm working out and I get tired or I'm up, I'm down working out, I always smile. You know, when the going get tough, I always just smile. I'm smiling around the gym. I'm smiling, I'm smiling, I'm smiling. You know, when I'm lifting, when shit get hard, I used to take the same technique and start smiling. Start, you know, bringing that positive energy. He said somebody seen him, you know, one guy seen him smiling in Hollywood. He was at the gym, seen his charisma, how he always smiling and jolly and all that, and told him that he had, if he, you know, he wanted to try out for Kindergarten Cop, he got the role. He said, I need you to get down to 200 and something pounds. He said he had to get down to 200 and something pounds. He said, if you're not going to get down, I got somebody else I'll get a role to. Arnold said he got all the way down to, I forget what it was, 200, 210. He was around, you know, he said he had to get down to the weight, got down to the weight, and his career took off. Now, you know, after he got down to the weight, then, you know, he was asked to come back to compete to win Mr. Universe again. He came back. I think he said he only got up to like 230 something. He ended up winning at 230 something. So that's crazy. But the whole thing is, you know, having a positive attitude can open some doors for you. Make doors easily open. So, but yeah, you know, Tim Tszyu, you know, on the Zeus, well, on the side of the fight, the fight, well, I was talking about Eddie Hearn, excuse me. And with Eddie, it's like, you should just shut the fuck up sometimes about certain fighters. You always got an opinion. Oh, Canelo should be banned for Pez, and then you working with him. I learned sometimes saying less or saying nothing is better. My pop told me when he dropped me off at college, he said, man, sometimes you just shut up and listen. Just listen. The person tell you everything you need to know. And that's something that's always stuck with me. Especially, when you're dealing with people. What he tell him in Creed 3, he said, man, he telling you who he is. Believe him. He's telling you who he really is. And he was. And that's real spill. And a lot of times people tell us who they are. We know who they are. We give them the benefit of the doubt. Oh, they won't hurt us. Bullshit. If you're most likely to get a crime committed against you, it's most likely to be somebody you know, because they know you. They know that you have a rapport, and if you ask for leniency, you're going to give it to them. Real talk. So, every time Eddie Hearn badmouth somebody, all he doing is making the business side of things that much harder to work through. Now I got to tax you for disrespecting me. And the sooner Eddie Hearn listen to that, and he take that advice, he'll be rolling. But, looking at the situation with Fundora, Errol, Spence, I like Fundora in that fight. No doubt about it. I don't believe the nose was that bad where it had to be pushed all the way to December, maybe because of plastic surgery. And I'm going to talk about the Zoo side of things and the Terrence side of things as well, too, as far as Undisputed. But I just want to figure out how Errol Spence going to cut that distance without getting his head off the line and with a new coach. That's what y'all don't understand. It's a style of matchup. Now, can Fundora fall in and give up his height and his reach? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why is UPS bagging in here. It's a great question. I don't think I'm like, hell no. What y'all bagging here for? He trying to get out all this construction and shit. Go ahead and hit my shit. Like, no, I don't know how to do that. That little bit of money ain't worth shit. Maybe he is bagging in this motherfucker. I guess. But nonetheless, people don't look at the matchup. And what Tim Tszyu was able to do when he had success before he got the cut, his hook was able to get to Fundora. How Fundora couldn't dodge the hook. Yeah, he couldn't dodge the hook. So Errol Spence ain't got no hook. And how Errol Spence gonna get his head off the line and Fundora stick to the game plan. And throw and just sit behind his height. That's gonna be interesting. How Errol Spence gonna cut that distance off with a new coach. His head don't get off that line, so he gonna get his feet to get off the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I like Fundora in the matchup. You know what I'm saying? I like Fundora to win that. Possibly by stoppage. And I don't think because he got knocked him out. I think it'll be by cuts. You know what I'm saying? So if Errol can out jab him, then I think he got a chance. But how you gonna cut that distance off if Fundora fight behind that his height and his reach, which he may not. So then it just come down to who punch harder, who can a fight of attrition. But I still like Fundora in the matchup. And I haven't said that. I don't know how Crawford would attack Fundora. I think that's a 50-50 fight as well. So before people holler, you hating. Nah, I said that as well too. The difference is Crawford kind of got a hook. He got some movement, but he older fighter. So if Fundora come in 100%, you got a guy. Possibly they probably fight September. Guy coming off a year layoff, probably with a new coach. Probably about to lose a ton of weight. Fundora, they're gonna probably November, December-ish. Yeah, So then talking about Tim Tszyu, maybe Tim Tszyu, they used to say, you know what, we'll give you the winner. It won't be probably for the WBO title back, but we'll give you the winner. You make a lot of money. You have fighting. People say he fighting Virgil Ortiz. That's cool. That's August 3rd, possibly. He get past Virgil Ortiz, and they supposed to be fighting in November. He's a fairly active fighter. So I think he could be ready by November to come back, November, December to fight Fundora anyway. So it didn't matter if he's fought Virgil Ortiz or not. He could be put himself in position to fight the winner, to fight Sebastian Fundora. So, maybe if Errol and Ryan, Ryan get exonerated, get cleared, Brian and Errol could fight, and then Fundora and Zoo could fight, But I doubt that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is Fundora and Errol going to fight. He going to get stripped of the WO title. They might get, Tim Zoo the opportunity since he worked with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Maybe him and Bud can fight in December for the belt or something like that. So, not sure what the remedy is, but it'll be interesting. So, I think Tim Zoo is probably going to try to, get the winner of Fundora Zoo. They fight for the WBC. And if Bud, who got the IB? Oh, the other guy got the background Montevelli. So, my whole thing would be this. In the same world, I would have Tim Zoo, if the Virgil Ortiz, if I'm Virgil Ortiz and Tim Zoo, I know they fighting for some WBA title. I would have the winner go after the IBF champion, and then the winner of Fundora Errol Spence, I had them unify with, Virgil Ortiz or the Tim Zoo winner if they can get the IBF. And then, that'll be that what it is. But to be honest, for Bud, they're not gonna unify with Bud and be undisputed with Bud. Now Turkey Al-Sheikh can make it happen financially, and that's who's gonna be behind Bud to financially make it happen. So that'll be interesting, you know what I'm saying? And if Eddie Hearn really want to put Jerron Ennis in that pocket of fighters, then you know what? If Virgil Ortiz can somehow end up with the IBF title, then you want Jerron Boots Ennis to be in the mix so bad. Ennis can move up and fight Virgil Ortiz, get the IBF, and put himself in undisputed mix. If Errol, Fundora, Tim Zoo, Terrence Crawford, Matamov, can't ignore him, Rockride, Montevelli, IBF title holder, he can come get in the mix, and it don't sound like Canelo interested in fighting Crawford. So with that case, hey, if Boots put himself in the mix and get Crawford 3 times undisputed in 3 different weight classes, hey, there you go. So now you right in there. So yeah, it's a very interesting, 154 about to get very, very interesting. It was very deep and competitive at one point. Then had the biggest names, and now you got the biggest names in there: Crawford, Spence. You can have Boots in there, Virgil Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Jamel Charlo still somewhere out there. So it got a lot of fruitful names in it. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $, CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in description, the link tree. Find me everywhere. Check out the Patreon, Instagram, Kick, Twitch, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Peace.